A very good day to all of you. In this Leadership Matters series, I would like to talk on how leaders can maximize trust and minimize stress during this lockdown. Right now in Malaysia, we are either, especially in Selangor and certain parts of KL, we are under MCO, which is the Enhanced Movement Control Order. All right, so a lot of us are working from home and under lockdown, and we are not able to operate. In fact, our companies, our factories all have to shut down because of this MCO. So during this period, I'd like to talk about how leaders, especially leaders, entrepreneurs, how you can maximize trust and minimize your stress during this period. There are a couple of points that I want to bring to you. In general, people look to leaders for guidance on what to do, what to expect, how to act. So during times of uncertainty or crisis or like that, the need to be strong, to be calm, and also trustworthy leadership is more important than ever. So from the psychologist research point, all right, there are several ways, that leaders, whether, as I've said, whether you are business managers, whether you could even be educators. In fact, you can even be parents, on how you can improve your communication skills, to maximize trust and also to minimize stress and anxiety. Now, first of all, how can you manage stress? People look to leaders to be calm and deliberate in their decisions and actions. So leaders who react to stressful events in a highly emotional ways can add to people's stress and anxiety. So what you can do is you can start by slowing down, taking stock, of your stress and understanding what is actually causing the emotional reaction. Even when facing the demands of, especially in this time where you're not able to operate for a month or so, you can actually take a break to reset and to refocus. Number 2, share information with empathy and optimism. Now, in your communication, as leaders, you must recognize the uncertainty and anxiety that people are experiencing. This is very important, especially when you want to communicate decisions that might add to the people's stress. For example, especially on business closure or reduction of hours. So we have to recognize that people are anxious, all right, and they need their leaders to give them hope and a sense of control. So a loss of control can contribute to a sense of helplessness. So as a leader, you must make it clear that there is a path to a better future, and you must let your people know that how they can contribute. So you need to provide specific steps for people so that it will help them to manage their stress, their worry, and also to build hope. Number 3, use credibility to build trust. Credibility is a combination of what? Expertise and dependability. So basically, leaders will gain credibility when they demonstrate that they understand the risk and the ramification of a situation. So at the same time, leaders, you as leaders should not expect that you would know all the answers. So good leaders basically will admit that they don't know, or rather they don't know or they don't have the answer to a question, and they can always defer to other experts. All right. For example, scientists or any other policymakers. Next one, you must be honest and transparent. This is very important. In order to increase trust and connection, you must deliver the disappointing news in a clear and a straightforward way, and to avoid giving a false perception that everything is okay. All right. If you're not operating, you're not operating. If you lose, every day you lose a couple of 100,000 for not running, all right, in terms of revenue, and by the day and by the month, how much you will lose in terms of revenue and how much it affects your bottom line. So you need to be transparent. So effective leaders do not hide bad news. Let me repeat that. Effective leaders do not hide bad news. All right. And because you know why? This kind of news won't stay for long. It won't get, you can't hide it for long. People will know. So leaders who don't share all the facts quickly, you will become less credible. You will become less credible. And that type of leadership can lead to what? More panic and overreaction. And the next point, you must provide regular communications. So communication. Good leaders establish a communication routine that people can look to with reliability. When communication stops, people are prone to imagining the worst that is to happen. So keep the communication going. All right. Next one, you must provide a forum for feedback. Your staff, your people will have questions and they will want to offer suggestions. And so leaders will gain trust when those that they support feel that they are involved and are heard. So while leaders can't collect and you may not be able to respond to everyone's feedback, you can provide reasonable, appropriate channels for questions and suggestions, such as how to support, in times that they are working from home, in times when the operations are shut down, So the next one is be a role model. When people are not sure how they should behave, basically they will look to you as leaders, as a role model. So you must behave consistently with what you are asking from others to do. So as leaders, you need to be the first to embrace new policies. For example, cutting back on certain expenses, for example, things like complying to the SOPs and stuff like that. And so your staff, people will follow your example, and especially they will follow you if they respect you. All right. So that is the few pointers, especially for you guys as leaders, on how you can minimize or maximize trust, and you can minimize stress and anxiety during this lockdown. Once again, this is one of my leadership matters series, and I hope you have gained something from here, and I'll see you again. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.